Hey there! Today I'm going to be talking about the 3 biggest mistakes that I see creators make when they are trying to pitch their work to an agent or an editor. The first big mistake that I see is not spending enough time working on getting feedback and refining before pitching to agents and editors. Unfortunately, publishing has changed dramatically over the past 20 years, and agents and editors just don't do as much editing as they used to do. This seems to be because everyone is maxed out. And so unfortunately, that means that it is more or less on you to get the feedback you need and the help that you need to revise your work and take it as far as you can on your own. And so the ways that you can do this would be having a critique group. I would say that is a must. Taking workshops or courses with industry professionals, hiring a freelance editor, and or doing a beta reader campaign. I would recommend doing as many of these things as you can. My general rule of thumb is that you should be getting feedback on and revising your work until people that you trust, like members of your critique group or a freelance editor, tell you that it's ready to pitch. So knowledgeable outsiders are often better at judging this than you are. So the second biggest mistake that I see creators making when they're pitching agents and editors is not doing market research. Now, the words market research might really appall you because it makes your creative work sound like it's a product. Well, a book is a product, and agents and publishers are in the business of bringing this particular type of product to market. And so it's very important for them to think of how to sell this product on the market. And the way that they would do that is by getting a really solid idea of who the target audience is and figuring out how to package this product so that it appeals to this target audience, and figuring out how to position it so that it generates buzz and people hear about it. So when I say that you need to do market research, what I really mean is you need to read a lot of books in the category that you are working in. So luckily, it's not nearly as intimidating as it sounds. So if you are writing a middle grade fantasy graphic novel, you should be reading tons and tons of middle grade fantasy graphic novels. So this helps you be able to articulate how your book is similar to other books in your category that are doing well, and also how your book is different. And by being able to articulate this well, you are then helping your agent pitch it successfully to editors, and you're helping acquiring editors pitch your project to their internal team, including, very importantly, their sales and marketing colleagues. Okay, so the final big mistake that I see creators making when they're trying to pitch their work is not spending enough time to craft an inspiring elevator pitch. So imagine that you're at a conference and you find yourself standing next to your dream agent or editor, and they turn to you and say, "It's nice to meet you, so what are you working on?" And then you kind of freeze and start rambling about your story, and it's not very concise and compelling. This is such a missed opportunity, right? And it happens more often than you would think. So definitely taking the time to craft a really strong elevator pitch is so important. And it's not just because of a potential face-to-face meeting, which might not happen that often, granted. But it is the exact same thing that you are doing when you are writing your query email. It's essentially an elevator pitch. And so whether you want to call it your elevator pitch or your logline or your short synopsis, it's basically just a few sentences that sum up your story in a compelling way. You would think that writing an entire manuscript, which might be 200 pages, or painstakingly drawing 10 to 20 pages of sample art would be harder than writing a few sentences that is the elevator pitch or the logline for your project. But in practice, I find many creators experience this as being extremely difficult. And I think the reason for this is twofold. I think on the one hand, your story is probably quite complex and multifaceted, and boiling it down into a few sentences is sort of like trying to fit an ocean inside of a teacup. And then secondly, I would say because you are so emotionally invested in your story and you have spent countless hours working on it, it's very hard for you to detach yourself and see it objectively. And so in sum, writing a log line can be very difficult, but it's so important. And I would say it's not even just important for pitching your work effectively to agents and editors. It's also important for you as a storyteller to hone in on the core message of your book. And in fact, I find that some creators will even write the back cover copy for their book before they write the manuscript, because it's a way to provide a North Star that helps them make sure that as they're writing the full story, they are staying on track. Okay, so it's the beginning of September, and that means that pitch season is upon us. And I am so excited that Kids Comics Unite is partnering with Kidlit GN on a whole plethora of pitching opportunities, including a How to Pitch workshop that is this coming Saturday, September 9th, and future opportunities to get your pitch seen by agents and editors. And so at this weekend's workshop on September 9th, I am going to be talking about the 3 topics that I just described in this video. I'll be talking about how to get your work refined, where to get feedback. I'll be talking about how to do market research effectively, how to find books and vet them to help you understand the market. And I will be talking about how to nail that elevator pitch. And also, we are going to be giving you the opportunity to have your pitch critiqued by a panel of people, including me and experienced creators, or to learn from seeing other people's pitches. So if this sounds like something that would be useful for you, I hope you join us, and I look forward to seeing you next Saturday. Bye!